viewers, you're welcome to my channel once again. As usual, we always give you the best. Biafran Evangelist, you're welcome today.
God bless you.
Biafran Evangelist, there is a lot happening now in the northern part of Nigeria. Killings and how they are fighting themselves. And a lot of people is beginning to wonder, the Hausas and the Fulani, what is really happening among them. That now drew back attention to where they started talking about Nnamdi Kanu, how Nnamdi Kanu have always been a problem to the Fulanis, exposing their secrets and talking about how they are exploiting Nigeria, that they're not supposed to be here. So now people are saying, who is really this man? Is it that he sees things ahead, or is a prophet? Because all he has said about the one Nigeria, everybody going their part, is actually coming to pass. So Biafran Evangelist, that brings me to my question. What would you have to say about the Hausas and Fulani is fighting themselves currently?
Yeah, glory be to God. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you are watching us from. I remember almost one and the only Biafra evangelist. Hey, kudos, glory be to Jesus Christ, the God of Biafrans. Listen and listen good, my beloved brother. Master Nnamdi Kanu is not just a person, but a spirit, a God sent, who carry the glory of God, the oil of God, the anointing power of God, whom the Lord God Almighty, the Chukwuka spoke to. He speaks to him and he releases as he hears from the Lord.
So he's a prophet.
He's a prophet, not copy and paste, but the raw. Because all what he has said is what is playing now. And he always speak ahead. Master Nnamdi Kanu is not like all these primates. The one that call himself primate, Ayodele, is not of their class. Are you hearing me?
Not here.
All the prophecies of Ayodele have become zero. Now every day the man they prophesy, no one don't happen.
No one don't happen.
No one don't happen. But to look at Master Nnamdi Kanu, all the things he has said, all that have come to pass. Check, is there anyone? Even the one that is yet to pass will definitely come to pass. With what we have already seen. The Fulanis and the Hausas are fighting. Yes, they need to fight. They need to fight because there was never a time we are one. The Fulanis are total strangers. They entered Nigeria 1804. Are you hearing me? Yes.
1804.
1804. That is when the Usman Fodio is the grandfather of the Fulanis in Nigeria. Sure, you get my point.
Right here.
Then the Fulanis, the Hausas that allowed them with the name of religion. Because the Usman Fodio came with religion. And the Hausas are freely open-minded people. Then we welcome them with that religion. Not knowing that these people have another evil agenda, evil intention in their heart. Are you hearing me? So their heart is too bitter than what they come out to display to you and I. Are you hearing me? And that is what is happening today. It is now that the Hausas are waking up from their sleep. It was the same the Hausas, the Fulanis that connect together with the Yorubas, the Kanu'S, the Plateaus, the Kogis that are suffering what they are suffering today. Are you hearing me? They connect together to kill the Igbos in 1967, the Biafran War. They connive to commit the genocide in the Biafra land under the watch of Gowon. Are you hearing me? But today, the nemesis of that genocide is telling on each and every one of them. Today, Hausa now, what is happening? The Fulanis, go to the north now. I bet you, do your findings. You can never see Hausa governor. Currently, as I speak to you, I bet you can do your findings. If you want us to bet our phones, I will bet my phone.
So you're saying,
and do your findings.
So you are
nothing like Hausa governor.
So you are saying that the Fulanis are totally.
Fulanis have taken over the northern part of every offices in the north they have occupied, and that is why this killing, this insecurity is growing up every day in the north, and they are buying them anyhow. Are you hearing me? Because the Hausas saw them before as brothers because of religion. Unfortunately, not knowing that they are enemies, the worst enemies. But they thought Igbos are the enemies. Listen and listen good. This was what the Igbos saw. You know, God give the Biafran, the Igbos, the grace to see ahead. That was what they saw. Ifa Junadem in his own time, 1966. The first time the coup d'etat is taken took place in Nigeria, January 15. Because Igbos were two involved. Nzogu and Ifa Juna are the two Igbos involved in that coup d'etat. Yorubas are four generals. Fulani is one. Ijo one. Pini one. Then in total number of 14. But to guess what happened? Because Igbos were involved. They target what? Igbo kill. And I put it to you, my brother. Ever since 1966, has coup not taken place in Nigeria? Several coups have taken place, but they have not given it a name because Igbos is not involved. For you to see the passion of hatred that the Nigerians have against the Igbos, you see why we say we want to vote. But before that, what is happening now is what Igbos try to prevent before now, and they're saying that Igbo coup. They gang up against the Igbos and start to fight Igbos. And he's telling on them today. When Aburi Accord in 1967, which Ojukwu and Gowon signed, what was the purpose of Aburi Accord? And what was that was signed in Aburi Accord? It was for the development and the betterment of the nation. The nation called Nigeria. Are you hearing me? For the development, everybody develop your region and contribute to the federal. But because the British never want the betterment of this country called Nigeria, which under the memo of Lord Lugard, they joined us together without the concept of anybody, without the concept of the Biafran. Or go and do your findings in that memo that they joined the traditional rulers and us and every other Christians leaders together with the Fulanis and the Yorubas together. Go and check it. You can never find it anywhere, any endorsement or signature of anybody from the Biafra land. You cannot see it there. So are we animals that you can just gather together and begin to do as you like? We are not animals. We are human beings, which one day, like now, is meant to come for us to revolt against that. Because what you did was against our wish. Are you getting it? So listen and listen good, my beloved brother. I will continue by saying, because many people, the Biafrans don't know this, and many of them, that is why you see them being ignorant of the truth. We never agreed to be one Nigeria. We have our way of doing our things in our days. And as at those days, that was why it was difficult for the British to conquer us. It took them 30 years to fight to Biafrans. And when they saw they could not conquer Biafra, do you know what they did? They came in with what? Religion in the name of Christianity. And they used Christianity, church of a thing. And that is why in Nigeria today, where you will see pure Christians are in the East. Go and check various pastors that come from the Yoruba land. They have Islamic background. Go and check them. They are not pure Christians. And that is why even up to today, they are still practicing. If Christian, go and check it. If Christian is doing something, you see the Yorubas participate. When the Muslims are doing, you see them participating. If Shango come, all of them will participate. They did not belong to anywhere. But when you come to the East, you will see it purely either Christian or that they are tradition. I don't know whether you get my point. So they use that Christianity to conquer us and join us together. March us 1914, amalgamation, without the concept of the people. And for you to see how wicked and devilish the British is, as they were about leaving Nigeria out of their anger and frustration and hatred which they had from the Igbos and for the Igbos, do you know what they do? They did rather. They carried the whole thing, power, and hand it over to the Fulani. Do you know why? According to this man, Will Smith, do you know what he said? Who visited Nigeria as a labor, 1955. He said the reason why they did that was that when they came to Nigeria, to be precise, that the Fulanis submitted and surrendered to them wholeheartedly, so fully, and they are humble to them. They respect them. So they now choose that these people are the people that they can control.
Okay, they were humble to them.
They were very, very humble. So they find it easy to control them. So they can be loyal to them. That is why they hand over the power to them. But to come to the side of the East, we resisted them, even to the end. The freedom of Nigeria that Nigeria are shouting today. Who are the people who fought for the freedom of Nigeria? The Biafrans are the same people. The Igbos. You see why the British are not happy. Do you understand? So that is why a Fulani man will come today and tell you, say they are born to rule. They are born to rule was as a result of that.
It was as a result of that.
Yes.
Power given to
The
them
power hand exactly by the colonial masters. But let me tell you for your information, Nigeria was not colonized by the British first. It was the Portuguese that colonized Nigeria first. And it was the Portuguese that named Lagos Lagos. Lagos is a Portuguese language, not a British language. It's not an English language. Go and do your findings. Everything I say, do your findings. You even find out and you will know more better than what I have said. Are you hearing me? Go and do your findings. Do the verification. You come back and tell me. See and listen good. As I was saying, I'm giving you hints. Are you hearing me? I'm giving you hints of what has happened. So coming today is what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have God revealed to him, and he prophesied it. And today it's happening in the north, between the Fulanis and the Hausas. And that's time to give you and I the edge of having our own nation as what Biafra.
Thank you very much, Japan Evangelist. Thank you very much.
God bless.
Look at my SMBs. If you are new to the channel, kindly like, share, subscribe, and do not forget to hit the notification bell. Mr. Akindele Michael, we have seen a surprise address from Donald Trump himself and from Benjamin Netanyahu talking about the Prime Minister of Israel pertaining to this Passover we are looking at. And I think Donald Trump was emphatic about the need to save lives, not just in America, not just in Israel, but globally, particularly when it comes to Christians. We don't forget that we have seen a Benjamin Netanyahu in the past who specifically mentioned the need to save Christians in Nigeria. And we know that when we talk about Christians in Nigeria, Biafra comes to mind. And in this recent address, he didn't even leave Nigeria and Biafra out of his own conversation. It will look as if Benjamin Netanyahu actually know that blood is thicker than water. The reason is different to cut ties with the Biafras. Let me get your take.
Yes, that was a very good one for those who understand the statement of the world leaders. You know, when I'm talking about world leaders, I'm talking about those who are making decisions for the corporate existence of the whole world. Yes, the Christians have just finished their Lent, and we saw that attack that took place in Jos and other places within Nigeria, and coupled with the record already on ground. That's it. Biafra was totally covered, where the Israeli Prime Minister insisted or made a statement that the only way out is that to divide and create a safe zone, a Christian safe zone for the persecuted Christian communities in Nigeria. Making it very clear that the world leaders might have decided at this point in time to proclaim and recognize Biafra as a sovereign nation to stop genocide in Nigeria. And if you look at it very clearly, that is a very deep and good decision to make. Because by the time you declare Biafra, these attacks, conquest agenda, will naturally die. That is why we are seeing Donald Trump, we are seeing he's the new prime minister, we are seeing the Italian government, the Pope, and the rest of them begin to rally around the recognition of Biafra and the whole thing is going to blow up in the global media platform. Not minding that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention there in Sokoto. Well, I can tell you, another person that added value to the issue of breakup in Nigeria was the American missionary Alex Babi that had just left Nigeria.
Now, some people have argued that Nnamdi Kanu's lectures, advocacy, which we understand likely still play on major social media platforms, is what is having multiply effect while we are seeing people coming out to pick up the agitation from where he left, where he dropped it, even as he's been incarcerated. Let me get a take.
A lot of people are actually, surprised, devastated, overwhelmingly, doubting the possibility. How can Nigeria become a democratic nation where we respect rules and laws, and to an extent committing the worst judicial suicide in the history of Nigeria by sentencing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Unwillingly, the Nigerian government, they didn't know that the whole world was watching and following the court proceedings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And immediately that sentence happened, that is when we begin to see all manner of things happening. And this we saw that the first time in the history of Nigeria, bomb landed in Sokoto. The first time in the history of Nigeria, the United States government sent delegates to Asurok. For the first time in the history of Nigeria, we are seeing a mission. That's a lot of things begin to play out completely. But just one man who maybe some world leaders or some countries or some nations started doubting him whether what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually saying at that point, whether it is correct or not. But you can see, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being celebrated all over the world, and people are making references to him. And that is the picture. So, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, at this point in time, has become a determinant factor. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has become a reference point. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's agitation, and of course, has exposed a lot of things to Nigeria about what is going on in Nigeria. And more recently too, we are seeing the first time in the history of the northern Nigeria where the Hausas are now rising to ask questions that Fulani must actually leave their land because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So if you can see the rising influence globally of the recognition of Biafra, nations are looking at it. What do we do? I think this should be the only solution to Nigerian problem, and that is why you are seeing they are now proposing that to stop genocide in Nigeria is to recognize Biafra.
Now, because of the area I just touched, we understand that there have been some advocacy pertaining to the Hausas coming up to say, yes, there's not like Hausa Fulani. Initially, when it started, of course, it was some elites from America that started, but currently, we are seeing that those who could not even know they arrived on their left, Hausas, coming up to say, no, leave us alone, the Fulanis. And you think Nnamdi Kanu's advocacy is what are going to this level?
Yes, now, people are calling for Yakubu Gowon to speak up about what is happening in Nigeria. Yakubu Gowon has been very silent. He has not been able to say anything. Till this moment, he has been absolutely silent.
The other time, Yakubu Gowon, it's a long time now, was with of peace, asking that let us de-escalate all these killings.
There's no thing Gowon has said recently at this point in time. Gowon has not decisively criticized because I think Gowon is ashamed of himself by now for the people he actually defended and fought on their behalf and the ones killing his own people now. Now he has been silent. We don't know, that silence, what it actually means or it's an admission of regret. That's what people are saying. That Gowon's silence is an admission of regret. But notwithstanding, uh, Gowon and Nigeria has come to the point where they are now trying to understand that possibly Odumegwu Ojukwu would have seen what they didn't see as at 1967. Gowon, without being told, is full of regrets. United States government, of course, why we are calling the United States government, why we are not mentioning United Nations, whose responsibility is to seek for conflict resolution and make sure that peace return to nations and communities the way it's supposed to be. But they're not playing their role in that regard. The EU is not playing their role in that regard. The ECOWAS are not playing their role in that regard. Now, they are taking it upon themselves as a responsibility, to speak on behalf of the Jews all over the world, on behalf of the Biafrans all over the world, on behalf of Christians all over the world. And you can see what that actually means. And this is the same position. Remember, before now, Nnamdi Kanu said it is only Donald Trump that can be able to defend Christians all over the world. And that is why you saw, that advocate from Middle Belt, making it very clearly that Donald Trump is the defender of Christians. And that is why a lot of people are saying very clearly that for me to stop genocide, and if you look at it very well, the only way to stop genocide in Nigeria is not by continuing in the unity of Nigeria, because the unity of Nigeria is only being seen as a means of infiltration to carry out an Islamized Nigeria. And by that, they kill. So the only way out to stop genocide in Nigeria is to declare Biafra a secessionist and recognize Biafra as a sovereign nation out completely from Nigeria.
Thank you very much for your time. This is a good way to let it go. I must say a very big thank you for your time. Thank you very much.